Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. A quick few things before we jump into this next video. I wanted to say thank you for the subscribers. We're at 31 subscribers. We're climbing steadily. I appreciate it, guys. It means a lot to me. I love you all. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Special shout out to this comment. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you. What I want to do for this video is I want to take a few minutes and talk about some accessories that I've used while switching to Samsung. So if you're new to the channel, I've had an iPhone for years and years. Always used an iPhone, the Apple Watch, AirPods. I mean, that's pretty much the extent. I have an iPad that I've used. That's the extent of my Apple experience. Great. I was just really bored of it, wanted to change, saw a lot of the new stuff that's out, a lot of the new Android phones, made a switch to the S25 Ultra and couldn't be happier. I absolutely love this phone. It has changed the way I view a phone. I love it. Can't say enough good things about it. But because I got the phone, I'm so used to having the watch and the AirPods from Apple, I decided to jump out and go ahead and get the Samsung watch. This is the Watch Ultra, and then the Buds 3. Love the experience so far. To be honest with you guys, there's a lot I could say, and there's so many channels that go over the exact differences between watches, the AirPods, things like that. You know, I'm not going to go over the weight, the dimensions, because practicality here, a watch is a watch, AirPods are AirPods. I mean, AirPods, earpods, are basically the same thing. So, for the most part. So jumping into the watch, this is the Samsung watch, I think it's the Galaxy Watch Ultra 2, maybe? Or sorry, just the Galaxy Watch Ultra. Love it. The screen is amazing. It's incredibly smooth. I noticed right away from my Apple Watch to putting this other watch on, very clear, crisp screen. The colors really pop, just like on the phone screens. Their watches screens are amazing. I do really like that, as well as how smooth it is. So I noticed when I was in the weather app, when I first got this, you know, I can fly through the refresh rate. It's amazing. I really like it. It's not the same on the Apple Watch. So big takeaway is I do think this screen is a little bit better, at least to my eyes. Big fan. The batteries on both these watches, honestly, to me, feel the same. So I get a good 2 days out of each watch. That's perfect for me. I remember having the original Apple Watches before getting into the Ultras, and you got to charge that every night. Probably the same with the other Samsung watches, but a big reason why I wanted to get the Ultras in both platforms is because I want that extra day of battery life. I do want 2 days of battery life, and not having to charge it every day, it does make a big difference. And to me, I don't really notice a big change in battery life. They both have great battery life. And then moving on from there, I will say that I do like this watch better. I truly do. I like the way it looks. I like the way that it feels. Like I said, I'm not going to get into a lot of the specs. But to me, this just seems like a better built watch. Probably get a lot of hate for that. It's fine. This watch for me fits me better. It feels great. And now moving on to the notifications, I get all the notifications I need. Both watches do a great job with that. I'm not missing anything because I switched to the Samsung ecosystem. There's nothing that the Apple ecosystem is doing that I miss with this Galaxy ecosystem. I think a lot of people have a really hard time wanting to make the switch because they think, oh, I'm gonna lose FaceTime, iMessage, and we can talk about that way later in another video. But when it comes to the dynamics and the specifics of the ecosystems, they work great. When I'm wearing the watch, I get all the same notifications. I get my emails, I get my my messages, anything I ever need here. I'm not missing anything. And that's a huge win. So I will say, if there's ever a fear that obviously it's different and change, not a lot of people like change, and it is hard at first, it's still a great option. This is amazing. So basically what I'm trying to say is I do prefer this watch. I really am not missing anything. I love it. I think this is a big win for the ecosystem. Can't say enough good about it. Now moving on to the headphone options between both ecosystems. The Galaxy Buds Pro 3s definitely took their inspiration from Apple. There's no denying that. You have pretty similar case. You have a pretty similar design, but it still works really well. I will say a few things that I'm not a big fan of, a little bit different, that I'm getting used to. With the iPhone and the AirPods, you can jump into the phone at any time if you have the battery widget, and it'll tell you what the battery percentage is for the case and for the AirPods at all times. All times. Unless this thing is dead, I can just pull up my phone, see the battery percentage. I became really used to that. I think it's incredibly practical. I like that. So, does that translate to Samsung? No, it doesn't. Big downside in my opinion. You still can get the battery percentage, but I have to open this, make sure it's connected to Bluetooth, and then it'll show me the battery percentages. So I don't know if there's like a setting. I tried to find a setting to see if it would make some kind of change to that. This isn't a big deal, but I became used to just always having the battery widget and seeing what the batteries are. So if I close this and I look down, they disappeared. So it has to be connected. I mean, it has to be on, connected to Bluetooth to it for me to actually see the battery percentages. It's always displayed on the iPhone. I do miss that. It's not the end of the world, not the end of the world. Another thing I've noticed is the feedback I get from these Galaxy Buds. I get a lot of it. That high-pitched feedback. Like sometimes I'll be laying in my bed and I have the buds in, move my head just a little bit, scratches something, and then boom, I get that feedback just shot into my ear. I've noticed, even though I had it a few times with the AirPods, wasn't noticeable. It's happening much more noticeably with the Samsung Buds. Now, is it the end of the world? No, it really isn't. The music quality, sound quality is great. When I'm making phone calls, and I use these every day for work. For my job, I connect, I use Microsoft Teams a lot, and I'll connect I'll connect these Galaxy Buds to the computer, make all my phone calls, all my communications through this, and it sounds great. I listen to music, it sounds amazing. So when it comes to the sounds, it's really similar in my opinion. Another thing here, I'll just say real quick, with both of these headphones, you still have the three options everyone's really used to. The first two being noise cancellation, ambient sound. The third one just traditional, right? Both work exceptionally well. Noise cancellation on the Samsung, I think works great. I truly don't have any issues. Ambient sound, a little different story, and I'll tell you why. So whenever I have ambient sound turned on the AirPods, obviously it'll bring in a little bit more sound around me. It is next level on the Buds on the Samsungs. So as soon as I activate it, I can hear my voice a lot louder. I hear a lot more around me. It is a next level when it comes to the ambient sound. It really amplifies all the sound around me. So some may like that, some may not. Whenever I'm making a phone call at work or just a phone call in general and I have that feature turned on, I almost find myself kind of lowering my voice because it sounds so much louder when that's on. So take that as a win, however you want to see that. Some people really like it. Honestly, it doesn't bother me that much, but I have noticed a change. But I do think it's nice. Like if I want to hear more of what's going on around me, that's a big change. So if you're walking around in the cities, I think that's a great option. There's not a lot of city around me where I'm walking around a lot of cars, buses, bikes, trains, whatever it is. But if you're surrounded by a lot of noise and you still want to pay attention to your surroundings, by far, this is the better option. So with all of that said and done, me switching from iPhone to Samsung, I'm not missing anything. There's not been one time where I've been using the watch, the phone, the headphones where I've thought, oh man, I miss my Apple stuff. I really haven't had that happen yet. This to me, Samsung, feels more personalized to me. I love it. This feels like more sterling than Apple does because of the freedom, the customization. I love this more. I think that all works better for me. This has been a good experience. I really encourage anyone who's ever had the thought of wanting to jump ship and just try something new, try Android. I think it's a good experience. Truly love it. And that's coming from somebody that all of my family, iPhone. All of my wife's family, iPhone. I'm the only outlier here. Maybe to them, they may be a little upset. I don't know. They haven't said anything, but I'm happy. I do like this. So thanks so much for watching this video, guys. Truly, this has been a good experience so far. Please let me know what you'd like to see. Do you want me to see, do you want to see other phones? Do you want to see like a day in the life? Do you want to see the phones more, I don't know, one-on-one with the phones? Just let me know what you want to see, and I'm happy to show it to you. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you next time, guys.